Thanks for joining us for episode 7 of the MWG Podcast. This week we have MES on board, and he will take us through a crash course on Streets of Rage 4 and his journey towards a perfect run. We also have an exciting new game this week to start things off. Who would win random character death battle? And then to close everything off, we cover our top 3 Saturday morning cartoons. So you're in for another fun episode, and let's get it started.
What up? What up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, MES, I think we're going to start off just with getting to know you. Oh, no, sorry. Not getting to know you with this game. The format from last week kind of messed me up.
It's all good. Consistency.
No worries.
Imagine.
None. So for this week, the game is a who would win death battle style kind of argument. And we've picked 2 random matchups from a random character generator. And it's actually really hard finding these online. I was surprised. But our first matchup will be Epona from the Legend of Zelda series versus Izzy Koopa from Super Mario.
Oh, Izzy in particular.
Yeah, Izzy in particular.
Oh, I thought it's Iggy Koopa. Sorry, one more time.
No, Izzy.
Izzy or...
Koopa. It's Izzy.
It's Izzy?
Yeah.
Let me make sure.
I had to do a check real quick. It's Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy Koopa.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, so random.
Yo, that's mad random, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it though.
So the format's pretty straightforward. We form into 2 teams. One argues one side, the other argues the other. Each person gets about 1 minute for their argument, and on the other side gets a 30-second rebuttal. And then you, the viewers, are going to weigh in on who won or who would win.
Oh man.
My
Viewers.
Oh boy. No pressure, right?
No pressure.
Boys, this is a test. This is actually testing not only our ability to think on our feet, but to make a logical argument, form a logical argument in a minute or so. Oh man!
And isn't that why we hired lawyers?
Oh, that's true, dude. Why didn't I hire one prior to this? What is this? Anyway, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything.
All right.
I'm ready. Even though I was about to say I wanted to plead the 5th, but
Right. So first up, we're going to have the Epona side start off. And who wants to be on that team?
me.
So MES is there, and then it's 2v2. I'm on the opponent side. Let's do it, dude.
All right. So do you guys want a little prep time to get your arguments together, or
What is again? Opponent versus who?
Izzy
Koopa.
Yeah. Who would win if they ended up in a fight?
It's Epona free, and not even no argument here. MES, you wanna give us a?
All right. So with Epona, he plays a huge role in the series of Legend of Zelda. I mean, honestly.
Ooh,
Is
yeah.
Epona? I forget.
Not a good look.
Okay,
look.
well, all right. So I'm just gonna refer to Epona as just Epona. But anyway, so Epona is one of the most important characters, and out of all the horses, think about it, Link chooses Epona because Epona was able to help Link beat that one guy that took over the Lon Lon Ranch, and Epona was able to jump over that big fence. Now, if you take a look into the other games, let's take a look at Twilight Princess, and then also Breath of the Wild. So luckily, yes, Link is an expert archer. Oh, sorry, he was able to do that in Ocarina of Time as well. But it's with Epona's speed that he's able to, in Twilight Princess, beat that giant boss with the 2 shields, where they have like a javelin contest, and with a javelin contest, it's not only about the warrior, it's also about the horse. And because of Epona's speed and able to maneuver, that both Link and Epona were able to beat the guy with shields and secure the key.
All right.
So
I'll give you the 1 minute mark.
okay, so all in all, what I'm saying is that even though Epona, you don't see her take. You don't see Epona take a direct combat role.
Mhm.
Epona is still instrumental, and because of Epona's maneuverability, and then also speed as well. So with Izzy, Epona would be able to avoid any of fire circles, double blast, whatever comes out of that magic. So Epona would be able to zigzag, and once Epona closes the distance and dodges all of those attacks, Epona would be able to do whatever attack Epona wants, whether it be trampling or leaping up into the air. Because after all, Epona was able to leap over a giant fence anyway. So I rest my case there.
All right. Well, I have a rebuttal ready.
All right, go for it, Ash.
All right. So you mentioned more than once that the teamwork between Link and Epona was the key to their success. You would agree to that, right?
Fun.
Well, without Link, Epona just stands around in the game. And in a death battle between Epona versus Izzy Koopa, it looks like Epona is just going to stand around and take whatever hits my boy Izzy Koopa throws at him. I rest my case.
Izzy, it's a girl as well.
So, wait, when do I get to argue? When is it my turn?
Go ahead, Carl, whenever...
All right, hold on. Check me out. First of all, shout outs to MES for bringing up the fact that she did have to clear the fence on Lon Lon Ranch. However, let me add to that. Epona not just did that. She did not just do that, but she also cleared the bridge going to the Gerudo Desert. Is that in Gerudo Valley? She cleared the bridge in Gerudo Valley. Come on, don't ever sleep. Do you see the distance on that? Do you really think that Izzy is hitting anything with that maneuverability? With that horizontal leap? Come on, son. You know what? Izzy may or may not have Epona beat in brute strength. But it don't matter. You can't hit your target. It's bust ass. What do you mean? And not only that. What's up?
Izzy got the ultimate defense, yo. She is a Koopaling. They have the best turtle defense, man.
Which is?
You just go in the turtle shell. It's got the spikes. What can Epona do against that?
Okay, so going back to, remember how I mentioned earlier that there was one of the guards with the two shields? And also, Najee, I'm going to respond to one of your points as well. So you said tight. So even though the Koopa could hide in the shell or whatever, Epona could run laps around that. And at some point, in order to attack, the Koopa's going to come out of its shell, right? And for you, Najee, so you said that without Link... if I'm not mistaken, you said that without Link, Epona would just stand around, right? You said
yes.
That's what you said. So, so during that battle, Link and Epona, they weren't standing around, but Epona was actually moving to the side, flanking to be able to find the weak spot for Link to be able to attack with his sword. Even without Link, Epona's not going to stand around because Epona has that maneuverability and also that speed and agility as well. So, so one can have good defense, but at some point,
what's Epona's offense? What's her offense?
Trampling, and everyone knows that Koopas are free. Koopas are free to trampling.
So
that is true.
That's facts.
So we could all agree that Epona is a horse, right?
What's that noise?
So horses, if you stand behind them, they'll kick you. And then also, as I mentioned, Epona can trample. And now also
but they got
as
the
well.
spike shell.
Right.
Opponent's gonna hurt her feet, man.
So even with a spiked shell, right?
Right.
There's gonna be a weak point. I mean, because you have a head, and with speed, Ipon is gonna be able to maneuver around whatever side the spikes come out of to find that weak point. Because Izzy's gonna have a hard time attacking Ipon, especially when Ipon is maneuvering around with agility and stuff.
Well, I think it's our turn to make our case on
Yeah.
why Izzy, the clear victor of this battle, would
Okay.
win.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I think I'll start it off. In the games, Izzy has multiple spells, an entire castle, and Kamek in the background with support. So, like, even if we drop the castle, even if we drop Kamek, how are you going to beat multiple spells being thrown at Eponia? Just the damage. These are all one-hit KOs on Mario, right?
You saw the carrots though?
Huh?
You saw the carrots? How many?
All right, wait. Is carrots the life bar?
No, that's the stamina.
Oh.
When you press it, she sprints. She gallops.
Yeah, the carrots are the speed.
I'm pretty sure
hit
the damage is like 7 carrots per spell or something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
This is powerful magic we're dealing with.
Okay, well, can I ask a question then?
Yeah.
So with Izzy being able to have all those spells, being able to damage, being able to generate enough damage, right? And what is that they're tasked for? They defend like a castle, right?
Yes, they defend a castle and I believe a key sometimes.
Okay, so can I ask how successful have they been with their attacks that they have if in the game somehow Mario or Luigi beats them? Just because they have all the weapons doesn't necessarily, I mean, because it's also about the history as well of them being able to land those spells too. So it's gonna be my question to you.
Okay. Well, yes, of course. The Koopalings match record against characters as powerful as Mario and Luigi is, unfortunately, 0. However, Mario and Luigi are human, sentient, smart, powerful. They've beaten Bowser. That's not a fair comparison to a horse.
Okay.
Are you saying Mario and Eponia are on equal grounds? I don't agree.
You know, I just want to throw out there that in Ocarina of Time, in particular, when the game follows Link, we don't know what Epona is doing. When we play the song, you know what it does, dude? Do you know what's happening when Link plays the song? Epona is such a loyal companion that when Link plays the song, Link is interrupting Epona from fragging all the Koopas. You want to know how I know Epona's fragging Koopas? Because you don't see any of them in Ocarina of Time. Because of Epona, none of them exist.
Yeah,
That's facts.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not. It's in Ocarina of Time, the focus is Link, dude. But if we saw Epona's POV, I promise it's Koopa farming simulator.
And then also to speak to your point about you questioning Epona's intelligence, so being able to maneuver and know when to move out of the way and stuff, that requires some sort of intelligence too. And
It's
there's
basic
a
animal
connect,
instinct.
and well, there's also a connect with the brain and then also the muscles too. Experience not only increases Epona's intelligence, or makes Epona a veteran horse as well. But again, being able to use that maneuverability and stuff based on experience is, I feel that that would be enough to not discount Epona's intelligence. Epona may not be human, but Epona does demonstrate some sort of intelligence as well.
Okay.
I didn't realize how intensive this debate was going to be.
I believe it's Moss's turn for his statement.
I'm trying not to laugh the whole time. It's just
Me
so
neither.
serious.
Viewers.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm taking this too seriously.
No, it's serious enough. It's serious enough for the viewers to side with us. Point made.
Moss, hit him with the killer argument. We got this.
All right, what'd you say?
It's I believe it's your turn.
All right. So Izzy Koopa is considered the brainy Koopa. So she's got all the brains and she's got the magic. Like, is Epona magic resistant? Even if she's fast, she's got the skills, man. They check out. They be fighting the Mario Brothers all the time. If they can't, they hit the Mario Brothers. So obviously they can hit things that are faster than them.
True.
They got the best defense. They got the Bowser Shell, which means they're probably, immune to fire, just like Bowser is. They got the elemental advantage. They got the magical advantage. They've got all the stat boosts, man. Stat wise, they have all the advantages. On paper, it's a win-win. It's a win.
On paper. I need to hear the comments on this, dude. I need to hear some viewer take on this.
Oh man, I can't wait.
This is so funny.
Fire magic, ice magic, man.
Oh my gosh. Viewers, just don't Google Izzy Koopa.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't Google it.
I had a little confusion too because there's Iggy and Izzy.
That's what I was asking earlier. I'm just assuming it's Izzy Koopa. I actually have the wiki on my browser right now.
Same
I found two different Izzy Koopas, so I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Yo, the brainy Koopa for sure. Anyway, I think we should let the viewers.
Yeah. We'll leave this one up to the viewers.
Let's cycle to the next debate.
Oh my god.
Let's hear it.
All right, so the next two characters that we rolled were Twin Rova, again from the Legend of Zelda series, and Princess Daisy from Mario. So,
Okay.
So is Daisy going first this time?
I think so. Oh, and did we want to shuffle the teams or?
Oh no, I'm on
team.
Daisy, dude. I'm Daisy. Oh,
you're
same
on
team.
Daisy too.
I was gonna say I'm Daisy.
I don't know Zelda, so I'm
I want
Noel.
Okay, then.
All right, so we'll be on the Zelda side. This is gonna be tough because Daisy's the waifu.
Yo, I have no.
You just buried your own.
No help.
Just buried yourself there, Nash.
No, this is a handicap match for you, man.
It's tough.
You can't. You can't make arguments
Daisy
in
from,
favor of.
Mario, right?
Yeah, Daisy's. From
Yeah, you can't make statements in favor of who you're opposing. That's dude. Already, waifu. You think people are gonna pick Twin Rova over Daisy?
Yes, I'm gonna have to argue my heart out.
When the last time you saw a Twin Rova cosplay? Daisy cosplay is more common. Facts.
All right, I guess with that, we're gonna get started on the Daisy side. Moss, did you want to go first, or?
Oh, is Moss on? Oh, Moss is me and Moss, right? On Daisy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Moss, yeah, take us home, Moss.
All right, so if you play Smash, Daisy is she's the Echo Fighter of Peach, and Peach is broken. She's got the float, she's got the parasol, she's got really good normals, she's got the turnips. I don't know what Twin Rova has to fight those turnips because she'd be racking up damage real quick.
That's actually truth. You see the turnips, unlimited supply. Just down B every time, dude. That's the ultimate projectile. And not only that, but don't you have a chance of pulling?
She can pull a sword, a bob-omb,
basically.
Mr. Saturn.
Mr. Saturn.
Bob-omb comes out, it's free.
She's got one of the best recoveries in the game.
Also,
And-
while we're oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead. That's you.
if she's still, basically Princess Peach, she's got the emotional powers that she had in Super Princess Peach, where she can control like other elements. Let's see what else.
Now you see, here that's where you messed up. I'll wait for my rebuttal.
I'm too hyped. I have an argument.
Najee, that was very lawyer-like. I have a riddle.
I mean, I'm talking about Princess Daisy. You gotta be proper.
Anyway, Moss, have you argued your point?
Good. Yeah, I think.
All right, we should. So alternate then.
Rest my case. Yeah.
All right, nice.
So, for my rebuttal, it's been proven in characterizations of Daisy, in lore and everything, she is not exactly like Princess Peach. So you can't just assume she has the same emotional power. And it's also, Daisy's also known as the spunky princess. So I don't think she's going to be going around crying and making people feel sorry for her. So I don't think that power is going to come into play. And as far as turnips, those are vegetables. In the Zelda world, vegetables get one shot by everything. You can cut a bush, it's gone. Like, there's no fear of a turnip. And if you're going to rely on RNG to win, what is it? The bomb chance is like 1 in 64. So even if she has infinite turnips, they're not going to come into play. And Twin Rova can fly. That's a little bit better than a float, if you ask me.
And to add to that as well, not only can she fly, but she also has 2 elements, fire and ice, which for one, the fires are going to roast the tulips. Yeah. And then also, unless the tulips are by nature frost resistant, it's not going to be able to hold up with the cold either. So whatever turnips you throw are going to be either roasted or they're going to be frozen and useless.
Yeah. Twin Rova can freeze the turnip and eat it later, or just roast it right there.
Well, according to wearedaisy.fandom.com, a completely credible source, she's the most powerful technique type character in Mario Tennis 64. And y'all know, and y'all seen Ganon versus Link? When Ganon throws the beams, or no, he throw the orbs, and he used the Master Sword to hit it back. That's Daisy with the tennis. You know what I mean? What good are projectiles if they're going to be reflected back to you? Which is exactly what Daisy is going to do. You know what I mean? Daisy's dice block in Mario Party. She's a 4 out of 6 chance to roll a 3, and 2 chances to roll a 4. Where's Twin Rova's block? Where's she going? Nowhere. So when it comes to maneuverability, you know Twin Rova's beat, and we all know how being mobile trumps being strong, brute strength. Right, boys?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
I wish I tried this hard in debate class in school.
I think they should make debate class.
Wait, what happened?
Had good topics.
Exactly.
We always had politically charged topics. When there should have been video games this whole time. I probably would have aced that class.
I know. I felt like I argued my heart out for Epona, a horse.
Oh my gosh. Well, viewers.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah, we gotta make
real quick. We got Daisy has another power from Mario Kart Double Dash.
Okay.
Okay. The Double Dash power. She has the heart, where she can she surrounds herself with like a little barrier heart, and whatever items hit her, she can make them her own. So whatever projectiles Twin Rova, fires at Daisy, she can reflect them back at her.
Case rested. Easy clap.
All right, so we're gonna make our case real quick,
Okay.
and then we'll let the viewers decide. So, MES, did you want to go first, or I almost messed up there?
You go ahead, man. You brought it back to our turn, so yeah, you go first.
All right. Twin Rova, the combined form of Kome and Kotake. Well, I don't know how to say it, but Twin Rova is a 400-year-old sorceress that can fly, has power over ice and fire, and has been scheming for centuries. Whereas Daisy is probably just, I don't know, not 100, not as experienced. If it came down to a fight, Twin Rova has all this magic at her disposal. And a float isn't going to save you when you got to dodge ice and fire beams being tossed at you and all kinds of magic. They were also able to, this is Ganondorf's right hand. So you know that they're powerful. And the only reason Twin Rova's not in Smash Brothers, she's too strong. Sakurai could never balance her. She just one-shot everybody. So,
but she's weaker than Ganondorf, right?
Everyone,
I rest my case.
Everyone knows Peach beats Ganondorf in Smash Free.
And Peach or Daisy is like a pro tennis player, so them fire special balls back. She's got this.
It's gone. They're gone. They're gone, dude. No projectiles.
Okay,
No offense.
I'll make some final points, I guess.
Oh, here we go.
She's got the ultimate return.
Okay, so it's like Najee said. So Twin Rova, right, has been around for 400 years and has been serving Ganondorf. So keep in mind, Twin Rover's not just restricted to just fire and ice. Keep in mind that I forget the name of a stage that was captured, but they were able to manipulate her, brainwash her, and turn her into, I believe, a Dark Knight. So that shows that their magic, their sorcery is not just limited to fire and ice. Now, keep in mind, they've been around for 400 years, right? So not only do they have that experience, but they have other unobserved spells, right? So they have other unobserved spells that they could have at their disposal, combined with their wisdom as well. So with that being said, the experience and then the spells, and then also their and like Najee said, they've been scheming as well. So to be able to to scheme for 400 years and be able to manipulate the sage, right? Yeah. Shows how much wisdom they have, and how that'll actually be a key component and a key advantage for that. So yeah.
And one thing the princess he's talking about is Naburu from Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
She was basically the Gerudo princess. So they have a princess mind control spell. I don't know how you're going to reflect that.
Well, you know what I think is, I think the viewers are going to have to make the decision here, because the battle just seems too close to call.
Yeah.
If you ask me, all facts have been laid out on the table today.
All right. And so if you want to help us decide who wins in each matchup, make sure you leave a comment, just a comment on the YouTube or Twitter or wherever you find the podcast, and let us know who won each matchup. And there's a lot of points riding on the line. Who will win this? There's always a prize.
There is always a prize. Nothing's more important than winning.
All right. So, you guys want to get into the interview with MES now?
Let's do it.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
So, MES, you want to introduce yourself and include any of your social medias? Plug
Yeah.
yourself, basically.
All right, cool. Well, I'm a casual gamer, and I've also been around the MWG community as well, which has been one of the most positive experiences that I've had. So, anyways, I enjoy playing a lot of games, with, of course, my favorite being the Streets of Rage series. So, what I'm doing right now is that I'm starting off and playing the first Streets of Rage games, which you can actually follow my journey as I do this through my Instagram gaming channel, which is basically all lowercase HGN underscore games and clips on Instagram. If you guys follow me from this interview, yeah, just feel free to say hello and whatnot.
All right.
Nice.
I gotta check that out. I'm curious.
And we'll have that in the description too for the viewers.
Cool.
So how are you playing Streets of Rage currently? Like, how are you playing the older ones?
Older ones. So luckily, there's some iPhone ports and versions of Streets of Rage.
Oh,
So
nice.
the first two, they're for the ad-free versions, they're surprisingly $2 each game. So for those two games, if you were to spend money on those two games, it would just be like $4.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's actually a really sweet deal too, because to have those two classics on in your iPhone, it's in your pocket, so that you could be able to play on the go out, and also it has like a as well, so you could be able to save your progress as you go through each stage.
Hmm.
Real quick, is Streets of Rage 3 available on there too, or no?
So Streets of Rage 3 was actually on the iPhone, but for some reason, I guess they weren't able to make it so that it could be playable in the later iOS versions. So, but you could play Streets of Rage 3 through some emulators that are out there.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Indeed. Streets of Rage definitely before my time. I've seen gameplay. It looks super fun. Brawlers are awesome. Streets of Rage 4, which came out recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a pretty game. What I'm intrigued with the most, how fluid the combat looks like. How fluid the combat looks. Yeah, it looks very fluid and looks satisfying to perform some of the combos I see.
Yeah. What's really cool about the new Streets of Rage 4 game is that they not only included the elements from Streets of Rage 2, but they also, Streets of Rage 4 is a collaboration between different companies. So what they did was they took Lizard Cube, who they illustrated a remake of a classic Sega game. It's called Wonder Boy. So they took that art style and then combined it with sort of some gameplay mechanics of Guard Crush, which is another company. Guard Crush is, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Beats of Rage or something like that. It was an Xbox. It was an Xbox game. But anyways, so it took all of those elements, and basically Streets of Rage 4 not only has the mechanics of Streets of Rage 2, but it also includes wall bounces, off of ground attacks, and then also air juggles as well.
I had no idea that these mechanics were present in the brawlers. Like I said, the combat does look pretty fluid. And there's a point system, correct? In all of these? I'm guessing here.
So with Streets of Rage 4, what makes it different is that now there's ranks, because for the other Streets of Rage games, there was just the accumulation of points. So you just were able to see how many points you've accumulated, but it
Okay.
didn't really tell you anything other than you might possibly score a new life. So with
Mhm.
Streets of Rage 4, you actually get a grade, and then not only do you get a grade, but to be able to see how many points you need to unlock some of the vintage characters. They have this thing, it's like a milestone system, so you'll be able to see how many points you've accumulated. So in a way, kind of see how much time you've been putting into the game.
Mhm. Got it. You play the older? Did you play the older ones in the arcade?
Well, with Streets of Rage, it's mainly console games
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
from the Sega Genesis.
Okay, cool. I was guessing. I was wondering, like, because it seemed like it would be an arcade game, but I'm not. Again, wasn't super familiar with a lot of the OG games. I
Yeah.
guess. Okay, so a lot of console. Got it.
I could actually speak on that a little bit too, because I'm gonna make a reference to one of the videos that I watched that kind of got me a little bit interested in the history. So there's a video, Slope's Gaming Room, which looks at the history of Streets of Rage up until Streets of Rage 4. So there was a quote where basically, so you have all these players that they spend, a lot of coins, a lot of money just to play, just a couple minutes of a game in the arcade, and because arcade games are also designed to be a little bit difficult, so that you would have to put in a lot of coins to replay, and with a consoles, so yes, the games were a little bit more expensive, but you have the convenience of being able to reboot the game without having to put in the coins. So I think that's one of the reasons why they made Streets of Rage, I guess, just console exclusive, because also with that in mind, there were other 2D fighting games during that time. Like there was just a plethora. Sega Genesis just needed something, I wouldn't say an answer to Final Fight, but just something that I guess lure people that like fighting games like Final Fight.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Fight and Golden Axe, and yeah, they had a whole bunch too.
This is a genre I'm not very familiar with, so I'm very curious.
So I'm curious. So you're playing Streets of Rage on your iPod or your iPhone right now, right? So did you grow up playing them on like the Genesis?
Yeah, so I have an interesting story too in that. Yeah, I played a lot of Streets of Rage 2 when I had the Sega Genesis, and then also for the PS2 when it actually came out in the PlayStation Store. Or wait, not PlayStation 2, I think it was PS3. So the interesting thing is that I didn't find out that they made a Streets of Rage 3 up until, I guess, during my college years, and when I found that out, I was like, whoa. But I kind of do have some speculations as to why I didn't hear about Streets of Rage 3 as much.
And why was that?
Compared to the other games, the previous two games in the series, so Streets of Rage 3 was, I would say, less favorable than the previous two games, which I admit, after watching videos like Snopes Gaming Room, and then also from a channel, I believe his name is Top Gaming Hat. So the task that Streets of Rage 3 was to make was to make a follow up to Streets of Rage 2, which already had great reviews. So there was that question of how are we gonna make such a great game even better?
Right. That kind of reminds me of Street Fighter 5 and 4.
Yeah, exactly. So my speculation is that since it wasn't as successful, I mean, because there were a lot of things that I guess kind of made it unfavorable. First one being that there were also a couple controversies in the sense that there was actually a character which was removed completely from the Western version. So I'm not gonna get into that because it's controversial. And then also between the Japanese version and the, I guess, US versions, the difficulty. So Streets of Rage 3 in general was more difficult than Streets of Rage 2 and 1. And if you play the first stage, I feel that the first stage is more designed for the more experienced players, because right off the bat in the first stage, you get hit with a variety of enemies just right away. Not only the classic ones, but even you get hit. You have to battle enemies with guns too, and it's for the first level, that's pretty challenging.
So they kind of missed the mark and made it too hard to clear the first level. Nobody wants to play that.
Yeah, but they did add, some cool stuff in that you could actually do offensive, defensive, special attacks. You get it like a freebie. I mean, there's like a bar that charges up and allows you to do a free attack without penalty of deducting it from your life bar. Because when you use a special attack, it does take away a bit of your life bar.
You want to give us like a quick mechanical rundown of Streets of Rage 4 and, get us familiar with the combo system, the super bars, and everything they got going?
Yeah, sure. So with Streets of Rage 4, so this also speaks to Streets of Rage 2 as well. So what you have is you have your basic attacks. You have your attack button, and then you have your special attack. So I'll talk about the attack button first. So if you press the attack button in four successions, you'll do a basic combo, and you're able to do a blitz attack as well, which is the same input, which is basically a double forward and attack button. And then you also have aerial attacks, which is basically down air, neutral air, and forward air. Now, with the special attacks, so you have what's called a defensive special, which clears some space around you. And then you have an offensive special, which is usually something that you can use proactively. So, for example, with Adam, his offensive special is big push kick, which actually has a good which serves as a good surface area attack for any forward-facing enemies, and could be used as a way to get some damage as well for an air juggle. But anyway, so after the special attacks, well, you could also do special attacks in the air as well. Each character is different. You also have a star move, which is basically the super. So with the star moves, they usually hit like a bunch of enemies. It could be used to clear the screen, or it could be used as a finisher, because it even hits off the ground as well. There's some that hit off the ground.
Yo, so they got OTGs in this game?
Yeah. So
That's wild.
yeah. There's usually defensive specials that are off the ground attacks. So
do the mobs have hit points?
yeah, so each enemy has a health bar.
Because sometimes I'm just watching, I'll be watching gameplay, and some of the combos last forever. And is it because they just have a significant amount of hit points? Is that why? Because I'm just like, dude, this combo never ends, and I think it's aesthetically pleasing. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
so
sometimes I'm baffled. Like this random mob has like 2 million hit. What's happening?
yeah. So basically, the way that each enemy has life bars, but keep in mind that you could also, with some certain attacks, attack more than one enemy. So I'm guessing that you might not be able to see everybody's life bars, but then also at the same time, the combo system, so it's based on actual hits of the enemy and then how much damage you're doing too as well. So with a combo system, you have a basics, it's a color system. So it's a first off white, which means that you would get no additional points. Then it's yellow, then it's orange, then it's green, then it's blue, then it's purple, then it's pink, and then it's red. Red indicates the highest amount of bonus points that you'll be able to get, as long as you don't get hit. Otherwise, it would be called a break. So it would break the combo, break your chain, and you would lose
Okay.
you would lose the opportunity to have those bonus points.
Mm-hmm. Because the juggling is tight. I see the juggling, and I'm just like, it's Marvel.
Yeah.
What's going on? This is Marvel.
So can the enemies combo you back? Like, have you ever been juggled by a mob or something like that?
What the enemies do, I mean, like, there's like, this is what I love about Streets of Rage 4 is that there's a variety of enemies, so it has you thinking. So to start off with, there's what's called the basic Galcia. All he does is jab, right? But when you're, occupied with a bunch of enemies, and let's say you're just on a hot streak of getting a good combo chain going, it takes one punch, especially on mania mode, which is the most difficult setting. It takes one punch to kill the vibe, kill your flow.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then there's enemies that have anti-air attacks too. Like, for example, the Donovan.
I'm getting anti-aired in a PvE? Oh, no.
Yeah, so there's
That's...
an enemy called Donovan that will just uppercut you if you jump too soon. So
I'm getting exposed for jumping. The computers exposed me for. Oh no! I thought I was already jumping too much Street Fighter. Now I'm jumping too much Street Fighter. That's tight. I like that.
yeah, and that's what makes this game challenging but rewarding, because like you gotta know what attacks your enemies can do.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what was I gonna ask here? So, what's satisfying about the game to you? Like, what about it keeps you coming back?
I would say the replayability, and then also, yeah, because I'm motivated by trying to get the highest rating for each stage, which is the S rank.
Okay.
And it's because, especially with this installment of the Streets of Rage series, like I really like the fact that they added those mechanics of like air juggles and everything, and how you could accumulate points doing combo chains and stuff. So that, and trying to get like the highest amount of points just makes it so appealing. Plus, there's also different ways to play Streets of Rage. There's the story mode, which takes you through each stage, and you could save your progress there, or you could select whatever stage you want through stage select. And then for the hardcore Streets of Rage fans, like the arcade enthusiasts, there's arcade mode, which means that you'll try to clear all 12 stages in one run, which I actually find a lot of fun, but it's like I have to etch out a lot of time for that.
So with that, do you have one life, or is it?
So you're able to accumulate. So for every 30,000 points, you get a life, and yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I also forgot one more game mode as well. There's also a boss rush as well. You go through all the bosses of a series, which is a lot of fun.
That's tight. That's cool.
Boss rushes are always fun.
Yeah.
So for the boss rush, it's like each stage has its own boss, right?
Yeah, that's correct. There's side bosses, and then there's like the main bosses. So in boss rush, you would just go against the main bosses.
You got a main?
Who's the main?
So I have two characters that I like playing with. My main name is Floyd. He's the grappler / heavy character / tank of a roster, of a Streets of Rage 4 roster. And
Okay.
what I like about him is that I like the convenience of his forward throw. I feel that I could hit enemies from a good distance. And also, he has this thing where I could approach 2 enemies at the same time and do like a double smash, double grab. So, and then that's also an area effect attack as well. Because like if I grab 2 enemies and there happens to be a group of enemies just near me, they'll all get hit as well.
Yo, this character's tight. He's just
Yeah, he's
just
pretty broken.
he's busted. He's just throwing everybody around. What is happening?
Doesn't he have like a shock move too?
Yeah, he has he has a lot of electrical attacks, but what makes me like him the most is his blitz attack, which I find the most useful for because for me my go-to combo with Floyd is I'll go next to a wall and I'll throw the enemy, and I'm able to pull off 2 blitz attacks because the first one acts as an additional attack that makes the enemy bounce off a wall, and then I could do another blitz attack, which his blitz attack does a lot of damage.
All right, this man got the strats. He got the game breaking strats right now.
Yo, the six strat is getting the throw, and then you walk up to another mob and you could throw that kid and you smash them together. That's wild to me. This character's actually got like.
And I heard he had an infinite.
So actually, they patched that infinite out.
Why? Oh, dude.
And, and honestly, it's it's not as easy to pull off because it does require strict timing and then also like stamina as well. Because like to be able to pull off that infinite, you have to be focused, and it's just like a slight millisecond, and the enemy will attack you, break out of that combo, and you lose all your points.
Got it.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was about to also name my second favorite character, which is Adam, who is I also seen another tier list, and they consider Adam as S rank as
this tier list
tiered for this game?
The tier list.
Yeah, there
I
was.
did not know that.
Yeah, some people created some tier lists, but again, it's subjective. But I do agree that Adam would be S rank because the thing about him is that he has that fast jab, fast attacks, and also he has a great neutral air, which is great for getting out of a pinch if you're surrounded by enemies so that you don't have to use your attack specials. And also he has a dash as well, which
he got a wave dash. I see it. What's happening?
Yeah,
he got a wave dash,
which makes it convenient if you're trying to do speed runs. But the only thing I don't like about Adam is his blitz attack, which it does a good amount of damage, and it could always be a great follow-up as an air juggle, but the range is too short.
So this game has wave dashes, tier lists, infinite combos, a combo bar, frame perfect input, and all this, right? We had a recent guest who said he doesn't even consider this a fighting game. So do you consider this a fighting game? And if so, why?
If you look at, there's multiple, there's ways that I could approach this. It does have mechanics that you would find in Street Fighter 5, wall bounce attacks and air juggles, which is something that you could also find in Injustice 2, as well. And also the whole point of the game is to fight through mobs of enemies. So to say that it's not a fighting game, it's just like, okay, what else is there to call it? I guess on a technical basis, it's more considered as a beat 'em up game.
Okay.
That's a term I was familiar with.
But also, here's another thing too, is that I left out another game mode. There's also a versus mode. Which...
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Oh, so there's a versus mode?
There's a PvP?
Versus. Yep.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, one-on-one.
which
That's
you know,
OD.
which I'll admit, that's one thing. I'm not really too what's it called? Too much of a. I mean, I like it, but the thing is, it's sometimes can be over with fast, and it could be kind of a toss up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely would argue that Streets of Rage 4 could be, I mean, is considered a fighting game just because there's these mechanics of, off of ground attacks, throws, because there's these elements that they do have in common with, games like Street Fighter, which also, by the way, Streets of Rage 2, some of those mechanics were influenced by Street Fighter 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuzo Koshiro, who is the main composer, he was into the grappling characters, and so that's why they added Max as a grappling character who would be able to, pull off frozen stuff, as you would see in a fighting game as well. So, yeah.
So, I mean, at the very least, it's a very rich beat 'em up.
It's pretty deep as far as
Mhm.
I see. As far as I can see, I'm actually impressed with all the mechanics that it have. It's just, it doesn't seem like it's a lot more complex than meets the eye, for sure. It's so pretty too. The art's great. I love looking at it.
Yeah, which kind of reminds me too. Like, I watched a review of Streets of Rage 4, and one of the complaints was like the art style, and it's not being realistic or whatnot. But the thing is that the thing is the art style works really well, because for me it kind of looks like a little bit like an anime,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to give it that almost that same feel that you would. I mean, they were trying to balance that that similar art style that they had in Streets of Rage 2. Of course, without the pixels, but they were trying to balance that, and I guess balance that and then making it almost as modern in a way as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the art design definitely reminds me of like a comic book kind of
Yeah.
comic book style, and I think it fits the game really well. And I like that it's a well done game. Like there's a lot of detail and love put into it, and it's not a big budget title.
I mean, it's good to see the smaller companies putting in more work than the AAA sometimes,
Yeah, and actually, what's really cool about this game too, back in June, it was actually they took a look at the top 20 games that had the most downloads and or purchases, and Streets of Rage was actually ranked 20th in back in June 2020.
Nice.
And also, I think it was back in September, it reached more than a million.
Considering the game is,
Yeah.
well, as far as I know, it's not super high profile, but I do know it's pretty popular in the FGC. That's for sure. I was seeing a lot of FGC personalities play it, and I don't blame them, because a lot of the mechanics are pretty similar to what you'd see in Street Fighter or Marvel or your everyday fighting game. So
Yeah.
pretty good number.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the people that playing in the FGC grew up with Streets of Rage.
Yeah, and one of the things about Streets of Rage 2 as well is Yuzo Koshiro. He's regarded as a great video game composer. And there were a lot of people that said that, especially soundtracks, had elements of trance or like electro pop, which was ahead of its time. So
Any vaporwave in there?
what?
Vaporwave?
I guess not.
Oh man, vaporwave! I don't think I've
Imagine
ever heard.
comboing to that.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it out loud. I only see it on like YouTube titles, and I click on it too. And I genuinely like Vaporwave too. It's funny. The soundtrack is also important. I think people play the music a lot too. The music's the music's pretty good. Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, the one thing about the soundtrack that I like too, I'll speak really quick about this, is that what I like about it is that there's certain parts of each stage which you only get to hear a portion of that particular track. But then when you advance to the next portions, you get to hear the rest of the track. And that the way that they did it to make it like loop and then transition, that's how you can tell that, they were trying to be meticulous with the music and the soundtrack and fitting it into the game.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Like, they put so much polish onto this game.
Yeah,
Streets of Rage. I do want to play this one day. This looks fun. Looks fun co-op too. I'm trying to play this co-op.
yeah.
It's definitely fun co-op.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to quarter down?
Who's trying to carry me in this game?
MES right here. Carry all three of us.
I mean,
Oh, it's 4-player co-op too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
so MES can carry 3 people. Nice.
I'm gonna
I
be
got you
extra
guys.
heavy. Okay, so MES, you've been playing Streets of Rage, but in real life, I heard you're a fighter too. Have you ever beat somebody up on the street? Just kidding.
Oh man, just because I play that game doesn't mean life. I gotta separate the video games from reality,
Got it.
But yeah, I like to do MMA as a side hobby. I do mainly Muay Thai striking art, which is martial art from Thailand.
MES on the Sagat time. That's Sagat time. That's what I like to see.
So, is there a Muay Thai fighter in Streets of Rage 4, or like
Oh yeah, like oh man. Speaking of that, they're one of the ones that I happen to have trouble with, because like they have this 3-kick combo that like comes out really fast, and then they also have a jumping knees, which you have to like time really well to counter them, or you have to get yourself offline.
Can you do those in real life? That's my question. You got the flying knees coming at them?
I wish I could jump that high and cover a lot of distance.
No Jaguar kicks in real life?
I mean, I could throw jumping knees and then try to do the 8-on voice and say Jaguar kick, but
So how long have you been doing MMA?
with MMA specifically, I started around 2013 when
Okay.
I signed up with a local gym, and
Mm-hmm.
I got to take kickboxing classes, wrestling classes, Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes,
Mm-hmm.
boxing classes, Muay Thai classes, and even some judo classes as well.
Nice. A lot of experience under your belt.
I wouldn't say it's an experience, but I got to sample different martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
which is always fun too, because before I got into MMA, I started off with Taekwondo, and then I did a little bit of karate, and then I trained some boxing as well before I did MMA at Major.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you sampled a lot of styles. Which styles were your favorite? Why Muay Thai over all the other ones?
For me, I honestly like doing whatever martial arts I could, take some time to learn. Honestly, like lately, like I've been wanting to do, just do some repetitions of some basic judo throws, or be able to do some rolling, some Brazilian jiu-jitsu sparring. But the reason why I've been doing more Muay Thai, well, part of it also is that whenever I would go to the sparring sessions, I'm also hanging out with a lot of my friends from the gym, and I just like that. I just like that structure, and I just find right now Muay Thai being just really rewarding. But again, it doesn't take away from me not doing any other martial arts, which, if once things open up, I do want to sign up with an MMA gym and, start training in some of the other martial arts in MMA.
Got it. Cool. I've considered it. You guys considered self-defense? I feel like just self-defense in general is actually pretty practical.
Definitely.
Wish I had done it when I was younger. I'm pretty old now, but not that it's too late or anything. But
Bro, you're not
you know
even
what I mean?
30 yet. You're all right.
Yeah.
I'm just-
You never thought like you'd be the guy, because I took it when I was young, and I see the 30-year-old dudes coming in, starting at the white belt with me. Now,
yeah,
I have to
it's never
start
too
over.
late.
It's gonna be me again, 30-year-old white belt.
It's never too late to train, honestly.
It's a cool hobby for sure, and it's practical also. So yeah, shout out to MMA.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome that you do that.
thank you.
Super cool. So how has COVID like affected, you being able to train? Or were you even training like prior to COVID starting?
So with COVID, it required me to like think about, okay, what else, what is it that I could do in the house? And so one of the things that I've been doing with COVID and staying at the house is shadow boxing, which allows me to just continue doing those techniques, building the flow, also getting a good workout, but then also I find it to be kind of like an exercise of mindfulness as well, because I'm like, let's say I'm trying to focus on my jab one day, I'm trying to focus on, okay, I gotta make sure my jab comes out as straight as possible, and that I bring it back to my face without dropping my hand, or or throwing lazy jabs out. So that's one thing. And then I've been doing a lot of body weight exercises as well: push-ups, squats, push-up squats, sit-ups, crunches, and also do like burpees. And I've also been doing what's called animal walks, which is basically exercises that are named after animals. So one of my favorites is it's called a bear walk or bear crawl. So basically, it's almost as if you're in push-up position, but without dropping your knees. You're going to walk or crawl like a bear from one side to the other, and that's actually a good whole body workout.
Oh.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd be able to do this.
Let's see what they look like.
Oh, you're looking it up now. Oh, you're curious. Okay, you're looking it up now. I'm like, okay.
Shoot, man, we've all been in lockdown. There's very little you can do at home.
Yeah.
Push-ups get boring after a while.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of working out. It's hard to get in the groove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that helped out was that my gym, they were doing Zoom classes as well. So I kind of used that as an opportunity to do the workouts with everybody, just to have like a structure. But then also, I mean, it was just, just put something on my calendar and holding myself accountable to go to that Zoom meeting and work out.
Okay.
I have a question about, the actual fights. And I know you do a lot of practicing, making sure the forms are correct and the jabs, but when the adrenaline hits and you actually have an opponent, either sparring or anything, like how does it switch for you? What's that feel like?
So yeah, adrenaline is a big factor, and this is where training comes into play, because your body just when the adrenaline kicks in and you go into fight or flight mode, it goes automatic. So whatever habits that you were doing, good or bad, that's what's gonna show when you're in autopilot mode. Like it's this experience where I kind of like to put it in video game terms, like it's like your body does like a automatic lock on feature. Like you're locked into your opponent.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like that's how crazy like the human body works, is that like you see your eyes are like hyper focused on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then also like you tune out whatever background noise you hear. So it's that's why sometimes with some fighters it's hard for them to hear all the advice. But then again, it comes with more fights, with more training, then you'll be able to like control yourself and be more relaxed and be able to do whatever you want at will.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine there's a lot of experience, from the outside looking at, just from a spectator's point of view. I mean, we do see a lot of action, but if I were to guess, I would say like being in there, or just, fighting one-on-one, just being in the fight. I would imagine it moves, it's a lot faster than people think it is. That's what I think, because when I'm outside looking in, like it just, I'm watching it, but like when you're actually in it, I'm like, or just thinking about being like, man, I could imagine it going so fast. And there's also, can you say that sparring and being in competitions might be different too? Like, is it different? Because I'd imagine there's like nerves involved, adrenaline involved, etc.
So with sparring, so if you spar at your gym regularly, like
Mm-hmm.
you get used to it. But like sparring for the first time is like going into your first fight. Like you'll
Mm-hmm.
have some nerves, some
Mm-hmm.
adrenaline. But in terms of sparring, like, I've gone to other gyms to spar.
Mm-hmm.
It brings out that anxiety, that
Mm-hmm.
those nerves and that adrenaline that you would feel in the fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah.
I was just like, does it ever like time slow down like some moments? Like I've heard fighters like could see a punch coming or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like there's times where I feel like I feel like, time around me would slow. But then also when I did my first boxing fight, it was also crazy too, because I've I've gotten hit, I've gotten hit in my first boxing match, and and what I would what I would think would be, the hardest punches of the opponent. Like it's crazy how for some people, you find that, oh wow, I could take a punch.
Mm-hmm. Right. I've never been hit ever. I don't think so. Like ever been punched or anything. I think that'd be a surreal experience for me if it were to happen.
Yeah. The best way that I would describe getting punched
Uh-huh.
is that it makes you realize, okay, I'm vulnerable.
Okay.
I'm I could get hit, and
Mm-hmm.
also feel that sensation of pain of like, oh wow, I just got hit. It stings. It
Mm-hmm.
can be like a pivotal step of starting to improve and keep going, because then it depends on how you take it. I mean, because you could say to yourself, okay, well, I'm gonna learn to improve my defense so I don't get hit as much, or
Mm-hmm.
okay, you know what, I'm tired of getting hit, I'm gonna turn it up and throw my own offense in there.
Mm-hmm. Najma, you guys ever been hit? I've never been hit before.
Yes.
Not like legit hit.
Naj,
Like,
you been legit?
yeah, I got into legit. We'll just say the dude knocked some of my hair out.
Whoa.
MES saw it.
You throw some fireballs?
No, it was a
Fireballs?
clinch situation, and he we got pulled.
Was it in high school? Was it in school?
No, it was actually MES had invited me out to go spar with with his friends before,
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was pretty fun.
Okay.
Like we did it tournament style. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
matched up. I did all right in my first round, and then it just got progressively worse.
What I remember was you kicked the guy really good in the rib,
Yeah.
and like he had to tap out.
Yeah. I planned that one, but the rest of my opponents, they didn't give me time to think. Like one guy got me in the clinch. He need the air out of me.
Because I could see, right? Because I could imagine being in the fight and like just, you know, you don't. At least for me, I don't know if I would go into the fight like, all right, I'm gonna get hit, right? And even if I do anticipate it, if it happens, you know what I mean? It's so. I imagine it would be so fast.
Once it happens, though, it's a
like, oh my goodness,
different sensation.
Yeah.
Everything you were thinking is like gonna go out the window.
Yeah, Mike Tyson has one of the best quotes I've ever heard. It's my favorite quote even to this day. And he said before, like, everybody got a plan until they get hit until they get punched in the face. And I'm just like, yo, facts, right? Everyone always has a plan, including myself. You know, if there's anyone that, you know, is formulating a game plan, it's always talking in theory. It's always just thinking in general. It's me, right? And then just not in a physical fight, but when I have any kind of barrier, any kind of obstacle, any kind of uphill battle, like, I have a plan. And the moment something happens, I'm like, yo, wait, I'm bodied. My plan's out the window. What's going on? So yeah, in a real fight, I'm just like, man, I gotta adapt. You know, maybe my plan's not gonna go the way I thought it was, and more often than not, it doesn't in real life.
Yeah, I mean, in the fight, you can have a game plan. Actually, being prepared, with a game plan actually can give you an edge. But it's one thing to have it, but then it's another thing to execute it. So
you're right, exactly.
And I'll talk about because it was great that you brought up Mike Tyson quote, because it did remind me of one of the most recent boxing matches that I watched, which is Gervonta Davis against Leo Santa Cruz. And so with Leo Santa Cruz, his plan was to try to do combinations, just put the pressure on Gervonta Davis. But the thing is, applying Mike Tyson's quote about, getting punched in the mouth or in the face.
Yeah.
It took one punch from Gervonta Davis to end Leo Santa Cruz's night. He had a plan, but unfortunately, he left himself open to the plan, and Gervonta Davis put him out.
Man. So it sounds like if you make a plan and go into a fight, you already lost.
Well, I mean, just basically, adaptation is just key in life, at least. I'm sure that's what Mike Tyson was getting at in his punch in the mouth quote.
True.
And also, yeah, you can have a plan. It's just you gotta train for it. You gotta know, okay, this is the moment that I can execute the plan. And I mean, there's so many variables that play into fighting as well. Like, there's also sports psychology, like the mental aspect of it too. Because, like, for example, getting hit with one good power punch will change your psyche during that fight. So it's.
I mean, watching fights and actually practicing MMA is pretty fun because you get a better insight on what you're seeing. But there's something that we've all seen that requires no insight, and you can instantly recognize what you like about it, and that's Saturday morning cartoons. We're going to close off today with our top 3 Saturday morning cartoons.
Man, it's been a while since it's changed so much since we were kids, and now
that's not a thing anymore, right?
It is.
That's what I'm saying. It's really not
man.
How can it really be a thing still? Like, you
what,
just
Saturday?
Yeah, like you just
because
you
everything's
have everything on demand. Like
everything's available online now through streaming services, and it's just available right there. And it's very difficult to emulate the feeling of having to
wake up and watch the show at the time that it's supposed to be on. Like,
So
You can just
to our-
record the show. There's no, I have to be up by 8 o'clock so I can catch, Animaniacs
X or Y
whatever.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
So I guess for our younger viewers, back in the day before streaming, television had a schedule, and you had to follow that schedule, or get a VCR and tape it.
You know,
That
we
took
talk
a lot of work too.
we talk about this, but don't act like it's not mad convenient to just be
Oh
able to.
yeah, I'm
pull it
not
up.
complaining about it.
I'm really not. And
I'm
just
just saying.
be grateful you don't have to wait till a certain time. And
It's true, because there were some
yeah.
shows I wanted to see, but it was too early.
it's mad early. I'm not waking up at 8
And if you
o'clock
miss
every
one
morning.
episode, you're SOL, man.
You
gotta
hold
wait.
that.
You gotta wait for a year for
It was a good
the
thing
repeat to come
Naruto.
on.
It was a good thing Naruto was on Toonami at night because I wasn't waking up in the morning for that. Like
Wait, you were watching it dubbed? Oh my gosh.
Naruto
All right.
dubbed is OD.
It's a different
That's a-
podcast.
we don't
That's another
believe it.
podcast. What?
We don't believe
I've seen it in both. Okay, they're both good.
No.
Okay. Anyway, Saturday morning cartoons.
So since they don't really exist anymore, I guess we'll just go towards it's like a genre. Those cartoons all have a feel.
No, I know
Yeah,
exactly.
We all
what-
know what Saturday morning cartoons are.
we all know what it means. It's a relic. It's definitely a relic, but just it's cherished. Amongst the people who got to enjoy them. And cartoons are cartoons. TV shows are TV shows. So yeah, let's get into it. Man, Saturday morning
Who's
cartoons.
going first?
I can.
All right. Sounds
Let's
good.
hear it.
Yeah, so my 3 favorite Saturday morning cartoons is Batman Beyond, X-Men,
Oh,
and
nice.
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh
Jackie
my
Chan Adventures was
gosh.
Sick.
Jackie Chan Adventures. Oh my gosh. That's wild. That show is amazing. People don't know about that.
That show needs to be
Chan's
on a
Adventures.
streaming platform ASAP.
Yeah.
I think it's funny it was like that was Jackie in cartoon form. It looked just like him. It was so funny. I thought it was hilarious. It looked exactly like him.
It was a good
And-
cartoon too, man.
Yeah,
He's
you gotta
great.
respect Uncle, and you gotta
Uncle.
you gotta remember that there's always gonna be one more thing.
You guys
So the-
remember the chant?
Hell
I
yeah,
don't remember
dude.
Chant.
Oh my god, don't get me started.
MES, you know the Chant?
Yo, that was the best channel,
Yeah.
Hook it
I
up
remember
with the
that
Chant. Please
Okay,
share
I'll-
with us
I'll
the
try.
Chant. Chat, let's hear it.
You know why me, find me, shout, you know why. I don't know. It's something like that.
dude.
That was OD. That was OD. I like it. That was sick.
Oh god, I can't believe I actually said that on the podcast.
That was sick. What do you mean? The people have to know. Jackie
That
Chan,
was legit, dude.
classic, dude. Jackie Chan just was sick. Oh man, what was sorry? It was Batman Beyond, and what was the second one again?
X-Men.
X-Men. That opening theme is too good. You'll never hear another one like it. It's too good.
Yeah, and then what I liked too was Wolverine. Like he gave no raps, man. Like he honestly, like this is my Wolverine impression. Like he's always like, I'll do whatever I want.
Oh, that's spot on.
Oh, good.
That's spot on. That's spot on. That
Oh,
100%. Anyone who's never seen that show, that's actually spot on. That's exactly what he said.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, it is,
never
huh?
Watch me, bubs.
Oh, that's spot on. You got to hear that when you hear it. You know? Classic cartoons. All Moss, Naj, some cartoons.
All right. The classic is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh.
One of the legit best openings.
Uh-huh.
Like how do you go wrong with the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Especially the old ones, dude. Like just classic. I don't even like really remember the show that well, but I just remember really enjoying it when I was little. And it was one of those things where you have to get up to watch. And it had one of the best openings.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I think growing up it was either Donatello or Michelangelo. I think now it's probably more leaning towards Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Teenage-
So Teenage Mutant Ninja
Wait.
Turtles.
Wait, the theme is it Teenage Mutant Ninja? Is that the one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that's like probably like one of the best things about Saturday morning cartoons. They had the best
themes.
Yep.
They all
Yeah,
did.
themes are OD.
Let's see. Sonic's at AM.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Wow.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Remember
Sick. That's sick.
You know, Sonic was the fastest thing alive. And Steve Urkel let us know that.
Okay.
And you know, gotta close it off with the X-Men
Okay.
for all the reasons that MES said.
I even approve that, bub.
Yo, he could cut a promo like that, man.
Yeah, that's right, bub. Show me the money.
There's one that Yipes and them always say. What is it? This one's for you, Morph, or something like that.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's the one again. That was so funny.
Oh,
Yo, I
Morph
gotta
is
watch some
bodied.
X-Men. Yo, X-Men is gone. Like, why am I not
Morph gets
watching
bodied in
X-Men?
the first episode.
Oh my gosh.
oh my god.
Oh man, that's so funny. All right, let me jump into my cartoons. All right, so when I think of cartoons, these are the three that I just vaguely remember. Oh, not vaguely. Yeah, vaguely remember. So when I think cartoon, I'm a little bit younger than you guys. So a lot of those cartoons I definitely watched, but they don't like. I wasn't like old enough to appreciate.
Doesn't have the same resignation.
Yeah, so these are a little newer. So when I think of my favorite cartoons from as a kid, I got to throw in some SpongeBob in there. I actually genuinely loved that show. But
Wait,
then
SpongeBob was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
should
that.
count.
What?
That counts. Not every.
I'm just saying. I didn't know it was like on Saturday morning like that.
I don't think it was at first, but it was definitely like I'd say it's part of the genre for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also wasn't waking up.
Oh my god.
I don't blame
Fairly Odd Parents is on here too. That's actually
That
one of
show
the
was
cartoons.
dope.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents is OD. I love Fairly Odd Parents.
That's a classic.
It really is. It's just what's weird about those two shows is that I swear for the first couple seasons, it just goes downhill eventually, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Especially SpongeBob. I think SpongeBob is worse the newer it gets. It's sad. Right? Like when you think SpongeBob, you think of Band Geeks. You think of the pizza. The pizza episode is so funny. Dude. When I had On Demand as a kid, and I was at On Demand as a kid, I used to rewind that every time on Comcast, dude. The Krusty Krab pizza. You know what killed me was the one where you remember that dude when he was singing it like it was rock. It was so funny. Oh my god! And then my last one. This is a legit Saturday morning cartoon, or just a morning cartoon in general. But Pokemon.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Nobody said it.
Pokemon.
I was gonna have to shout it out myself.
Yeah. Pokemon was a classic cartoon.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
I used to watch it before school, and definitely on Saturdays too. But that was a great show.
Yeah, real quick.
Heck yeah.
Kids WB or Fox Kids?
Oh,
It's
good.
WB.
Kids WB.
Oh, wait. And then one Saturday. Disney
One
had
Saturday
it too,
morning.
One Saturday morning.
Yeah, one Saturday morning was me.
Which actually makes me remember Weekenders. Shout that show out.
Weekenders. Yeah, that show's pretty beast. And then those are my three. What's up, Moss?
It needs to be on Disney Plus. I don't know why it's not on there yet.
Which ones? The Weekenders?
Yep.
There's so many cartoons. It's
No
hard to pick
Weekenders.
which
No Pepper Ann.
one. Pepper Ann.
The
Oh my gosh. What the heck? I forgot, son. Pepper Ann. So Doug.
That's Saturday morning card. That's on there though.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and Reese's on there too. Reese's classic.
Uh-huh. Yeah, those are my Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. So for me, there was one that I never actually saw, but I always like it came on at 6, and there was no way.
It's
I
6
was
in the
getting
morning.
up.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, God.
But it was The Adventures of Mighty Max, and Mighty Max was like a toy line.
Yo, my
Oh
Max.
my gosh, I haven't thought about that in years.
Yes.
Oh, she's
The
coming through with the
Adventures-
classics.
Oh my god, that is old school.
So they had the show, but the show was on at 6 once a week randomly, and I saw it like maybe 4 times in my life. But that was one I was always chasing after. But like Moss said, Kids WB and One Saturday Morning. I mean, they even had their own intro songs for like Kids WB and One Saturday Morning. But as far as shows go, Recess, Kids Next. Yeah.
Recess.
Yes.
Oh man,
The best cartoons, man. That cartoon still holds up.
Recess is too good. Yo, Randall. Hey, that kid sucks. Dude. That kid sucks. Awful kid, dude. What's wrong with that kid?
Yo, Randall and Miss Spencer, the best combo, man.
Yo, you know, I randomly watched the movie like a couple months ago. The movie was amazing. You know, school's out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You remember everybody leaves. Everybody leaves TJ to summer vacation. Oh man, classic.
Yeah. And then the Amazing Spider-Man series. The
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Oh, that one's
Oh man, the Amazing Spider-Man series. This could be an entire podcast, just us reminiscing about this.
We might have to do it.
Oh man, I could do my Wolverine voice too.
One for you, Morph.
For you, Morph.
Oh my god, all classic.
And then Kids Next Door. It wasn't on Saturdays, but it had that feel. Like
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
they always had some quest of the week. They're doing something stupid. But the gadgets
Honestly,
were crazy.
Wait, I gotta ask this. I feel like I should save this for another one, but I gotta ask because this is like one of my favorite topics. But what is like the best theme for you guys? Like the best, you know what I mean? The best Saturday morning. There's so many. Like just ones that come to mind. Pepper Ann?
Yeah.
Pepper
Yeah. Oh.
Brand's legit. Let's see what else.
Oh,
So many.
there's one. That one is too good. You guys know what it is? Darkwing Duck.
Oh,
That
one.
theme is OD. Oh man, I gotta listen to it after this. That theme is so godlike. Let's get dangerous. It's so good. Oh man. Got throw in Pokemon, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on. You gotta know Pokemon. Come on.
Oh yeah, Digimon. Shout out to that one too, because
That theme is
that was on
ridiculous.
Fox.
Oh yeah.
Digimon was on Fox Kids. That was like the only show that maybe changed the channel.
Oh man, there's so many of those themes that are so godlike. Oh my goodness.
For me, it's Batman Beyond. That the theme to that is just
Oh, the Batman Beyond theme? Yeah, that's too good.
like what I liked about it is that like it matched like the tone of the series where it like took place in the future, but like had the elements of what you would hear in the Batman theme song. It was just really good and memorable.
Oh
That's it.
man. Thank you. That was good. There's so many good themes that I gotta see. Now I'm down this rabbit hole again. I go through this rabbit hole pretty often. I just like listening to some themes. Oh, the Darkwing Duck theme is so good.
I'm just looking at the list of all the shows and some I forgot about. Like they had a Sabrina animated series.
Yeah. Why don't they do those anymore? Okay, I just gotta say, why don't they? What happened to themes? What's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, really? Come on, man.
Well, we're gonna have to go on a whole theme episode sometime in the future, but right now we're out of time. Wolverine, you want to let us out with thanks for watching or listening to the MWG podcast? Can we get one of those, Wolverine?
Well, as long as I do this one for Morph.
This too good. Let's go. Viewers, please watch X-Men.
Yeah, watch me, bub.
Let's go. I'm hyped.
All right. Well,
Oh man.
it's been a fun episode. We got to hear about MES, his gaming channel. Again, the link is in the description. We heard about Streets of Rage 4. We went over the history, some of the innovations that they have in number 4, and how it feels and plays like a fighting game, but it's a beat 'em up. And then we got to hear a little bit about MMA and what it's like actually fighting. And we wrapped it all up with the nostalgia bomb of Saturday morning cartoons. And I think we're all heading out to hear a couple right now. So
Yes,
thanks for tuning in.
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys. And if you guys tune into my channel from this podcast, just say hello.